Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today as we take a look at some sensational, celebrational, Muppetational content, we're going to take a look at this little-known gem called The Christmas Toy, starring Dave Goelz, Steve Whitmire, Catherine Mullen, Jerry Nelson, Richard Hunt, Brian Henson, Camille Benora, Marcia Moreau, and Jim Henson. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said in the introduction, today we're going to take a look at another Muppet special, this one entitled The Christmas Toy. And this one's probably a little bit more lesser known than the other content I've been doing here this week as I've taken a look at Muppet stuff. but the story itself may sound vaguely familiar to you as I give the description. Let's get into it here, shall we? As our movie opens, Kermit the Frog falls down the chimney and into a playroom. Kermit then introduces our story and tells us about the Jones family, Mom and Dad, along with their kids, Molly, Jamie, and Jesse. Now, when no people are around, the toys continue to play in the playroom. However, if a toy is ever caught outside of their designated position, they will be frozen forever. So they have to be very careful. Now it's Christmas Eve, and Rugby the tiger recollects how he was Jamie's favorite toy last year, and he wants nothing more than to be the favorite once again this year. Rugby leaves the playroom and journeys down to the family Christmas tree with the intention of placing himself into Jamie's present. Mew, the cat's toy mouse, follows Rugby out of the playroom in order to help his friend after informing the other toys that Rugby has left. Meanwhile, Apple the dog, whom Rugby replaced as Jamie's favorite toy, leads a group of toys out of the playroom in order to try and rescue Rugby. Once the toys catch up to Rugby in the living room, Apple attempts to tell him what Christmas is really all about. But Rugby refuses to listen to her and tries to get into the gift box. In doing so, Rugby unleashes Meteora, the queen of the asteroids, who does not know that she is a toy and thinks that she has landed amongst aliens. Apple tries to remind Rugby that if Jamie unwraps him again this year, she would see him outside of his normal place and he would be frozen forever. So now the other toys must get Rugby out of the box and Meteora back in before they are all found and frozen forever. But Mew is caught and as a result is frozen forever. Only then does Rugby realize what a good friend Mew has been to him and how selfishly he has been acting. Rugby then sings a song, telling Mew just how much he cares about him. This ends up bringing Mew back to life, and it shows the other toys how to revive all their other frozen friends. On Christmas morning, Jesse and Jamie enjoy their new toys alongside their current toys. While the kids are away, the toys welcome Meteora and the other new toys to the playroom, and Kermit joins as they all sing a song as our movie comes to its end. So, I have to ask you, did the basic plot of this story sound familiar to anybody else? Let's see, a playroom where toys come to life. The favorite toy gets jealous of a toy from space. A toy from space who believes it is a real toy. There's jealousy between the two because the current favorite wants to stay the favorite. I know I've seen this movie before. Much grander scale. I think, could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, people at home. I think it was called Toy Story. Pixar basically lifted the general story from this movie and dropped it into Toy Story. It's all right there. And I think that's why this movie, this special, whatever you want to classify it as, is so forgotten. Because this came out in 85, 86, almost an entire decade before Toy Story. and nobody remembers it because of Toy Story. And it's very, very sad. Now, is the Christmas toy as good as Toy Story? Probably not. It's debatable in what you like, what you don't like. Some people would prefer puppets to 3D animation, which has become the norm these days. But it's the same movie, really. If you've never seen The Christmas Toy before, I implore you to find it. I want to say I found it on HBO Max. Don't quote me, but it is available right now, currently on streaming sites for free if you're subscribed to the platform. So just go to search, look up The Christmas Toy. You'll find the image of it, click it, watch it. It's definitely at its core Toy Story in a nutshell. I remember seeing the special when it first came out on television. I remember owning the VHS of it. And I think that's where it ends. I definitely don't think it got a DVD, and I know it hasn't gotten a Blu ray or a 4K release. But VHS of the Christmas Toy is all there is. If there is a DVD, an official DVD, then I've missed it somewhere along the line, and I'm going to have to do some searching on eBay for it. But this is such a good special, and it's so forgotten because of Toy Story. It's a shame. It really is. And Dave Goelz is essentially the star of this one, the man who is behind Gonzo the Great in all the other Muppet stuff, is Rugby the Tiger. Catherine Mullen, who's Moki in Fraggle Rock, is Apple. And Steve Whitmire, he took over for Kermit after Jim's passing. He's Wembley on Fraggle Rock. He's Rizzo the Rat. He's Bean Bunny. He's Mew, the cat's toy in this. Those three especially did such a great job carrying the story of this movie. And it's forgotten. I know I'm saying it over and over, and I apologize for repeating myself, but it's just criminal. If you're a fan of the Muppets, and if you're a fan of Toy Story, please look this up and watch it. You will not be disappointed, I think. When it comes to my rating for it now, as highly as I have spoken of this, I do admit there are some points in this show, this movie, this special, whatever you want to classify it as, where it drags. So that being said, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. If it wasn't for those spots, it would be another 5-star for me. But it definitely has those moments when you're like, okay, can we move this along now, please? Please. But that's the only really downside to it. And it's an hour special. It's an hour movie. So if you trimmed off maybe 5 minutes of it after you do the commercials and everything, you're really not asking to take off that much, but just maybe 5 minutes of it maybe would make the pacing move a little bit better. But again, that's my only beef with it. 4 out of 5 stars for the Christmas toy. Those of you that have seen it, what do you think? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that interaction that I'm always asking you guys for in the comments below. And make sure you guys tune in at the top of the half hour, right here to the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And it's time we bid adieu to the Calvin family, and we take a look at Chapter 6 of the Santa Clauses TV series, entitled A Christmas to Remember, starring Tim Allen, Elizabeth Mitchell, Austin Kane, Elizabeth Allen Dick, Matilda Lawler, Devin Bright, Rupali Red, Cal Penn, and others. And then tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, another edition of Renegades Reviews, And we'll be wrapping up the Muppet coverage for the week and the year. And we're going to take a look at It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas Movie, starring David Arquette, Steve Whitmire, Joan Cusack, Whoopi Goldberg, Dave Goelz, Bill Beretta, Eric Jacobson, Matthew Lillard, William H. Macy, Mel Brooks, Brian Henson, Kevin Clash, Zach Braff, and Carson Daly. You don't want to miss out on any of that content right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel on Renegades Reviews. We've got the finale of the Santa Clauses. We've got our last look at Muppet Christmas features. So much good stuff in store, and just a couple days until the end of the month and the beginning of a brand new year. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel or anytime we go live, as is the case with Statboy Sports Bar, Open Mic Night, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of the Muppets, fans of Toy Story, fans of Jim Henson, fans of Dave Goelz. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content in my video, share it with them. It's the only way we're going to boost up my visibility in YouTube's algorithms so I can get monetized, make some money on these videos. Thank you once again to everyone who joined me and tuned in today. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys next time.